I'm up here at Farley. It's the day after all that rain. It's rained all night. Just winter, normal weather event in many respects. We're forecast to get more of these extreme showers. I'm just going to show you the main track which I'm on. You can see here, you can see a load of standing water here, and this side here is is really full, and you can see from the colour of it, it's really peaty brown, and this is just the other side of the track, so I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the colour. This is the main track, and the cabins are supposed to be all the way down this side, all the way down here to the bottom, just pretty much where those trees converge. And then on this side there are utility buildings, staff cabins, and there's a cafe building down on that side on the left as you're looking at that one. I've just come across this path here, which was pretty boggy. Nothing new. It's pretty okay. If you're a regular walker up here, you'll know. So we'll go and see what else we can find in terms of the water. Okay, I've just gone a little further up, only a few steps really, and I can see this moving water going across the road from one side to the other, and some really deep water just here forming. So I didn't need to go far to find some very deep water. Now, a lot of this land is soak up for the top of town, so this is storing a lot of the water that would come just straight down a hillside if there were less trees, more housing, more road structures, more car parking. I can see this ditch water is moving quite a lot. It's coming from up towards the north. I think that's north, and I suspect that's from the Black Brook that's further up towards the crossroads up here. You can see here it's actually really running down. It's just really hard to imagine what this is going to be like if this peat is disturbed, these peat bogs and land up here. It just seems, well, I just can't imagine the impact on everywhere. You know, it's kind of doing its thing up here, but you know. This is the sort of middle junction, and you can see down to the field from here. It's not very far at all, probably about 200 meters I would guess. And this is where we measured one of the cabins for size and scale to see how large the footprint was, which was quite a shock. These are big houses, parking spaces, hot tubs, and I would have to go back to look at the map to see how many are going down to that part behind me, but it was several. Doesn't feel like there's quite enough room, but anyway. And I've got some more water flowing, so there seems to be water flowing down from this path opposite. I think it's coming from there, so I'm not sure where that's coming from. There must be another spring under here somewhere. I'm here now, come up the track, and behind me up here is the north, which is towards Matlock Farm Park, and this is the junction where the other wing of the cabins will be. So they're going to be down this way, which is into the nightjar nesting area. So we'll go and have a look at what that landscape looks like. I'll show you. I'll turn it round just to show what I'm walking through. So this is kind of the other wing of houses. So this is the groundwater here, and I think, I'm not sure how many meters it would be to my right, but that's where the Black Brook cutting comes down. You can see all the water here. These areas are just full of springs. There's a big ditch there. It may have been from some forestry work. Where the tyre trucks cut in, you can see what look like track marks here. Again, some quite deep water. I'm just going to pick my way over this rather than try and amuse you all by falling in. Maybe that would help the video go more viral, but there we go. So this area has been cleared at some point, and it's fairly open and grassy, and you can see quite a lot of the old stones around here. Again, more peat water, you can see from the coloration. There's a lot of soft squidgy earth underneath. So this is all, this water here, this deep water, this is all where the track will be for the rest of the houses, coming all up here. Okay, this is going to be fun. I'll try and get round here. Here we go. So we're coming up into the more open area. And there are some really interesting stones here, but quite a few of them look very old, but they've been damaged by some of the forestry work trying to clear the rhododendrons. And this area really is pretty boggy. I'm not sure how you get around that really. It's just part of the nature of the site, I guess. Okay, I think I'm gonna turn back and show you the other path going down. Okay, so I'm back at the junction area, the sort of crossroads for the top, and this time I'm going to go down this little path here, which will connect me up to the path alongside the field. So this is going back to where the houses will all be built down on this whole stretch, all across and over there. So let's set off walking down this little. Okay, so at the moment it's fairly open and easy to walk. This is probably one of the more regular routes people use to sort of walk in circles around up here. I think the dogs have got a bit excited by the rain and the wet. They're going to be nice and muddy. Okay, now I can feel it starting to get quite boggy underfoot again, and yeah, here we've got lots of mud and some of the peat showing through the earth here. Nice rich dark colour. Let's carry on. Yeah, this is really quite squelchy. You might be able to hear my feet walking in it. Definitely need some good boots up here today, but it's really great to be out. I've got to say, wasn't looking forward to it with the weather when I looked out the window, but it's just so good to be outdoors and walking up here. I feel so much better already. Okay, this is going to be fun. So let's see if we can get down through this bit of bog. Okay, oops, yeah, that was quite a big deep bit. So just show you to the left and right, because we're really in the thicket in the midst of the foresty bits now. So I think the developer, Forest Holidays, have said they'll have to remove over 1,000 trees to get this work completed, the construction work, which I know these are forestry, some of them, some are native, but some of them are forestry and would go in their own time anyway, but they would be then used for sustainable wood and timber and regrown. However, trees taken down to put these buildings up, that's just them lost. And I'm not really sure at that point either, because of the terms of the lease and things, I'm not sure who will be responsible for monitoring the protection and state of the woodland under the lease area, because it won't be Forestry England who have to abide by quite strict regulations. Right, so we're now at the field side, you can see. So what did that take me? Not very long at all to cross there, which, considering how many houses I'm supposed to have walked past, seems pretty quick, 5 minutes max. So we're now walking down this bit. Now, I would quite like to have gone north a little bit further, but that is so boggy, it's very difficult to cross at the moment. So we'll just come on down here and look at this side part here. So you can see again the really dark colour of the earth, and you can see how much water and mud is being soaked up by this earth here and by the forest itself, as the water just percolates down through the tree line. Oh, there's a rather fabulous site. That's absolutely huge, as you can probably just see from the dog walking near for scale. And we've got the fields over, and you can see some of the other woodlands across the way. And if I face this way, this is the direction south, and eventually if you carried on you could walk straight down into town. A bit of a long trek and pretty difficult to do, but I know some of you come up from that end to walk up here. More. Whoops, probably should watch what I'm doing. So we'll carry on down here, and I'll rejoin you as we turn back to get back to... What I probably should have just said is about the track up behind me, a little bit further up from where I came out, where I said about turning, but it was quite boggy. Just a little bit up from there is where the site of the 7 Bridewans, a stone circle that was last sort of depicted in, I think it was 1800 and something, and it's a bit lost. It's never been searched for or found, but somewhere up there are the stones from the 7 Bridewans. So there we go. Cassie, my dog, has just found a beer can in the bushes. You're a clever girl, thank you. So she's pretty good at finding litter, so I'm just going to take that away with me. In general, we don't have much litter up here at all. A really small amount. I try and pick it up when I see it. I don't know how that works at these other locations that Forest Holidays have, but I'm guessing there'll be a little bit more, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I'd like to hope that I'm wrong, but in the meantime I'm going to take this can home. Somebody's had their Carlsberg up here. One of the other things that, as far as I know, has never been surveyed is the fact that there are a lot of really, really old dry stone walls up here with quite interesting patterns in them. I'm just in one of the crossroad bits. Oops. And you can see there's a wall going right the way along, and the site is kind of quite crisscrossed with them, and I don't think anything's been surveyed of them, so I don't really know much about. I'm guessing they were there pre the plantations, but some of them are quite large and standing in quite remarkable really when you think how long they've been. So this is I'm just about to come back onto the main track, and this was the bit I showed you before, about sort of halfway along. So, just can't walk here without spotting more interesting things all the time. Again, this section is hugely boggy, some really deep standing water, and again that very rich dark brown colour, with that kind of reddy peaty sort of tannin tint to it. So we're just going to come back up to the main bit of road now. Hope you're enjoying this walk with me in the rain while you sit indoors. Excuse the dog. Okay, so we're back up now and we're back to where that water was flowing out, but we're going to go back down. Yeah, we're going to go back down this way. So these bits down the side here are supposed, I believe, to be dug out for all the utilities, for all the electrics, the mains water, I'm guessing the sewage pipe, which is, I think, 2 miles long and ends up coming down by Sandy Lane and onto Chesterfield Road by the school. So make of that what you will. So yeah, all of this that's currently full, this deep ditch, will have all those pipes in to connect everything up. I'm now at the community meeting spot, so this is at the T-junction of the road coming from the car park and then going down. So if I stand here and look down, that path behind me, if you go down there to where you can see almost to the end of the road disappearing, there's a path to your right hand side, and that would take you to the 4,000-year-old standing stone. Well worth a look. And this path behind me here, it's pretty difficult to navigate, but that takes you back down to one of the fields in the line where we've just been coming down. So we're going to go back now, down through the main track, round the corner and back to the car park. So I hope you found this helpful. Just to say, down this track here towards the car park, this is where the wild orchids are in the summer and in late summer, and that's a very special time to come and see them if they're still here next year. Just reached the bend in the track, and it's one of my favourite spots because there's so many silver birch here. It's just really beautiful, just like the way they shine up. And I spotted some more rather odd looking fungi as well, so I'll look those up in a moment. But I'm nearly back to the end. Thank you for watching.